All right, and greetings and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oliver Blue, and I'm the co founder and co host of Truly Live, your weekly talk show. And we're on and popping. This is our new Thursday night format. Glad you are joining us. We'll be right back.
sufficient. Love is enough to deliver me, to set me free. Love is enough. God's love is enough. I know His love, I know His love. Love is enough. It's a love that's freely given to me. Love is enough. And it's a special kind of love. Say, love is enough. No greater love have I known. Love is enough. Than to lay down His life for a friend. Love is enough. Now His love is inside me and you. Love is enough. So just spread love, just spread love. Love is enough. Everybody say.
Trying to find a way to escape. Trying to find a way to escape all the pressure I feel growing inside of me, because I'm far away from you, knowing that you are my source, so I gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, I've gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, I've gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, I've gotta find my way. Back to you, Lord, I've gotta find my way. Darkly, I see no light in front of me. I come to the conclusion that you are the eyes that see past all confusion to a place called sanity. You take my hand, I'm free. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way back to you. Lord, I've gotta find my way. Lord, you said you'd never leave me, nor forsake me, and in all my ways to acknowledge you, and then you'll direct my path if I would keep my mind on you. You said you will keep me, you'll keep me, please keep me, please keep me, Lord.
Truly, the real you loves you. 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 Truly. Truly.
All right. All right. I like that. Doom, 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 doom. All right. Good afternoon and welcome. I'll tell you what, let's do this again because my co host just showed up and I want to do it right with her here. So let me do this again. Let's see how we do this. Do this.
Truly, the real you loves you. 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 Truly.
All right. Truly, the real you loves you because the real you. Your mic working?
Is love.
The real you is love.
You were supposed to have put the cursor over here.
Okay. If you didn't know that, you know it now. The real you is love. And good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. And welcome to another brand new episode, a brand new Thursday night format of Truly Live, your weekly talk program show where we share relevant information, inspiration, transformation, and
Empowerment.
empowerment. And so the goal is for all of us to go away from this hour empowered to live our best life. And we're delighted that you are here. And we're delighted that you have chosen this platform for your space of transformation.
You had me too far away.
And I had my co-host too far away, and she's still making adjustments over there. Ooh,
Okay.
beautiful. What? Oh, look at those colors. Wow, you lighten up the stage tonight.
Okay.
Well, anyway, it looks good on you. Those colors
Thank you,
on your
sweetheart.
golden expression.
Thank you, sweetheart. I have not gotten tan like you have. 2 trips.
Oh, I know.
I know.
You carry your tan with you.
Yes.
So here we are again tonight, and we're just still getting acclimated to these Thursday night formats. It's working out great for us. It's a better fit for our schedule.
It was the original plan.
It was the original plan, but sometimes you have to go around and about way to get to the original place. But we're here now on Thursdays. We're happy. We're live and we're in living blue color tonight.
Okay.
And Carol say she loves the colors.
This is an Albuquerque, New Mexico gift from Oliver.
That-
That's what he's trying to get to, people. So yes, he brought this back for me. when he
Yeah,
came.
that's some Native American colors there.
Native American colors. Oh,
Combination.
oh,
Yeah, it's a Native American design. I put it to you that way.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And does she look lovely in it, y'all?
Isn't she lovely?
Isn't she?
Okay, all right.
Come on. And
Isn't she
wonderful?
wonderful? All right.
Love
That's it. We don't
All right.
we don't have permission.
So here we go.
We
And-
should be able to break out in song. As a matter of fact, we should be able to play songs whenever we think of them. It would be so
It would
much
be
fun.
so
It would
much
be
fun,
so much
wouldn't
fun.
But we have to honor the copyright laws,
And we do.
and we do.
We do.
We only got slapped once,
And that was a total oversight. on our part.
twice, once, twice. You're 3 times a lady, and I love you.
And I love you. I have to help him with the tune.
Yeah,
All
all
right.
right.
All right, y'all. All right.
And there go our good friend from across the border. And
Well,
welcome.
first of all, our friends that are always there first. That's Carol and Bob and Carol.
Absolutely.
Right here in on this side of the waters, up in Indiana. Hello, Bob and Carol.
Hello, Bob and Carol. Hello, Brenda, our cross-border
Hi,
friend
Brenda, from our
and
favorite
supporter
favorite
and supporter. Yes.
area, Toronto, the Toronto area.
Love the music.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Brenda, how about letting us know if you've
Rec-
if you've received your package? Just put in the chat yes or no. And hopefully you say yes. And if you say no, I'll follow up tomorrow and track it.
Yes.
But we sent you some gifts and surprises. And so anyway, tonight tonight's kind of a continuation of last week. This is kind of like part 2 of the conversation we started last week. And the subject tonight of our
Not yet.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So he'll track that on tomorrow because it
Absolutely,
should
'cause-
be there by now.
yeah, it would have been a week. 'Cause
Yeah.
it shipped last Friday.
Yes.
Would have been a week. So we'll check on it. We know it's cross border. We know it's international. But you should get it. You'll get it.
Yeah.
So tonight we're kind of continuing our conversation on what's he say?
Carol, don't encourage him. She said and loved the singing. Don't encourage him, Carol.
Oh man. We do it all the time.
We do all the time here, but that's for our consumption.
So tonight is part 2 of The Real You Awaits Your Attention. And so we're going to get into some continued conversation as we started
First,
last
for
week.
those people who may be on and have not been with us before, this is episode 46. So we've done 45 episodes before. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, and we're excited about that. We are Oliver and Yolanda Blue. And we are the founders and co-hosts of Truly OB, which is a transformational coaching business. And
this show is an extension of that.
Yes, Truly Live is an extension of our transformational coaching business, where we do personal, professional, principle-centered. We're a personal, professional, principle-centered development company, and we help others to gain clarity about their true identity, which we call
The Real You.
Okay, I'll just do you tonight. We share timeless content, universal principles, transformational practices, and then we have community access available with others who are committed to experiencing a deeper, more meaningful life. We also share decades of experience from our journey together because we've been together for a little while.
Be 32 years in a couple of months.
All right. We're a dance-loving, fun-loving couple, and we've leaned heavily into joy and laughter to get past some of our more challenging moments.
Yes.
That's who we are.
That is who we are. And why are we here?
Why are we here?
For what purpose? We want others to know, first of all, that your life has deep meaning and good purpose.
Yes.
And we help them to consider and pursue the results that matter to them so that they live a focused life and with purposed attention.
Yes.
This is our intention.
Yes. Our passion is to help those who remain outside, unknowing, unawakened, and in need of a witness of the truth that is true always.
Yes. And we share a powerful message of transformation with a powerful people.
Yes.
And you are a powerful people.
You are the powerful people.
Absolutely.
Creative.
Yes.
And with endless possibilities.
With endless possibilities.
Yes.
And we're going to turn a moment and give some acknowledgments and some special shout outs. First of all, we always like to shout out to our patrons. Our patrons are those that have joined with us in partnership, and they actually support Truly Live, this show, by becoming a subscriber to the show. And that can be easily done by anyone. And
Wow.
oh, what do you drop? Did you drop something?
Something fell down.
Yes. You can, and that can be easily done. And we invite others that this show has, if this show has value to you, if what we share resonates with you, and you feel the importance of getting this information out into the digital world, digital community, then we invite you to consider becoming a patron of Truly Live. And it's easy to do. You just go to www.patreon.com. It's on your screen there, /Truly Live. And there you will find a very easy way to become a subscriber, a patron for Truly Live. There's 3 different levels that you can subscribe to. Level number 1, being a general patron, is just $6 a month, or how did that come out, baby? You do the math.
72.
$72 a year that you will invest in helping become partners with us and helping us create this kind of content and sharing it with the world. Plus, there's bonus benefits for you where you have access to Yolanda and I, and there are other benefits that are available by being a patron.
It's where we do focused, directed attention, teaching.
Yes, absolutely. And you
So
get
more in depth.
and you get special access to our special guests. Also,
Yes.
you can subscribe to be a VIP patron, which is another step up. And with the VIP patron, you also get everything in the general patron get, plus some additional bonuses.
Yes.
And that's for $20 a month, or $240 annually. That's just an investment that you're making, not just to support Truly Live, but you're making that investment in yourself. Because again, here on this platform, we share the timeless universal principles that we use in our certified coaching practice. And so we kind of become your digital coach, and it is of great value.
So in case you are driving and not able to see us, you can go to www.patreon.com/Truly Live.
Absolutely. And then finally,
Oh, my goodness.
and finally, there's a 3rd level, platinum patron, where you get just additional bonus content as well as access to 1 year of a mind training course that will be available to you.
Here,
What's that?
which one? Changer.
Oh, to change back?
Mhm.
Oh, no, that goes here. Right there. And then somewhere down here where we are. If you want to change that back to us. You want to put us back on
Yes.
the screen? Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
And so thank you for
And then I need you to always put me up, and you
yes, and so
did.
thank you for considering becoming a patron of Truly Live. It is a worthwhile investment. At least we think so. And our patrons think so, because we have loyal patrons.
We have loyal,
we're grateful
committed
for that.
supporters, and we truly appreciate you
Yeah.
guys.
So also want to continue to shout out to those June birthday babies, especially those that have celebrated a birthday this week.
Just,
Anybody on our radar?
But happy birthday.
Happy
And if
birthday.
you've had an anniversary, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
If you're retired or you graduated, happy retirement and happy graduation.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Special shout out to our nephew, Cameron Blue, for passing his certifications and becoming a licensed clinical social worker. That is something that he has pursued, and he has attained his goal.
He has great passion for helping out young people.
Absolutely.
And he does a great job. He
Great
does
job.
really good work.
Yes. So
Congratulations,
shout out
Cam.
to Cam. Yes. And finally, we like to always give credit where credit is due. And so we like to shout out to Mama Blue, who is I had the opportunity to see her twice this week. and that was a bonus. And thank you, Mama Blue, for your support. And also like to shout out.
She is a patron.
Yes, she's a
Yes.
patron too,
Yes.
and like to shout out to Yolanda's dad, Papa, and because they were very instrumental, in making it possible for us to be sharing our unique expression in the world. And
And I've spent a lot of time with him since my
yes,
sister and niece went on vacation. They
Yes.
went to the beach.
yes,
So I had my dad both. I was at his house, and then I brought him here, and he stayed with us
Ye-
for a little bit.
absolutely. And so
And I'll be back to see him on tomorrow.
you'll be back to see him on tomorrow.
Mhm.
And the week was this week for me was another kind of R&R week, and I'll give y'all one guess what I got to do. One guess. What did I get to do this week? How about it? Boom.
At the beach, guys. At the beach.
So yes, I was blessed this week.
Put it back.
I was blessed this week with a opportunity
Thank you.
for another coastal. This was a coastal golf trip, beach golf trip. So I got to play some links golf for 3 days,
If-
4 rounds in 3 days.
Look, if you guys have some tips on how I can get Oliver to hear and do what we do each week, put it in the chat what I can do, because he just won't go back to the comments, and I have to have the comments up. This is an interactive program.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna let you hold that thing.
No. I
I want you to drive.
don't, oh yeah, you
You're
always
paying more you're more attentive than I am.
I am, but you have to put it back on the comments.
Yes. Yes, thank you. All right, Brenda, you love the smiles. Wow. Okay. We work on those things all the time, right? Every day.
Well, so our dentist office had this thing that we always said to our children. So when we would take the children in, there's this huge set of false teeth, and he has a sign over it. He says, "Be true to your teeth, or they will be."
Or they'll be
False
false to
to you.
you. So we've always worked on the smile, and we thank you for the compliment, Brenda. Also want to acknowledge. I know that Diane is on tonight.
Hello,
watching.
my dear
She
friend.
said her
Diane.
comments will be limited because she's still at work. but
She
she's
too is
viewing.
a patron. Hello,
Yes.
Diane, dear friend and patron. Love you, dear.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks to all of you and all of your support. And just turning the dial a little bit, we want to focus a few minutes on what we believe is one of the most powerful and one of the most necessary activities in our life, and it's called gratitude. And so we just always like to bathe our space here with those things that we are so thankful for. And we define gratitude simply by being in the present or state of thankfulness. It's a state of being, a state of thankfulness and appreciation and kindness. And so we like to just invite you to share if there's something that you are happy and something that you're grateful for in your life right now in this moment. I would like to say that I'm so happy and grateful now that we are here on these Thursday nights, which was, again, that was our original plan. I'm so happy that we're finally here, and it just feels real good, Yolanda. It feels real good.
This is what we had intended to start with.
Yes.
And then there was a little sidetrack.
Yes.
But we're here.
And I've gotten so many comments about that too. That now, Oliver, that y'all on Thursday, I can, it's more in tune with, my schedule. And so we'll be, watching. And so we thank you all for making the switch with us. And we're going to be in this space for a while. And we thank you for joining us.
So the practice of gratitude is something that we can use on a regular and frequent basis. Gratitude is an energetic and vibratory field that shifts everything to the present moment.
Absolutely. It is the way that we acknowledge that there is only this present moment. And so gratitude is the way to get there quickly.
Yeah,
And it's
and it keeps us connected with source.
and it
with the
keeps us
source of all.
connected with the source of all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Grateful. Carol and Bob said they're
Hold on,
grateful.
I'll put this up.
Grateful for our baby robin birds in the nest on our deck. Okay, well, how
Oh,
kind of you to allow them to set up camp there.
yes, because Yolanda runs them off.
Yes, Yolanda will not allow the birds.
Well, it's only because the species of bird that wants to nest, they dive bomb. They're very protective. So whenever we walk out the front door, then they're dive bombing. So
Right.
I have to put bottles of water.
They're very aggressive.
They're very aggressive. I have to put bottles of water up to keep them from making a nest on our porch. And then of course there's two species of birds that just come up there. There's this itty bitty teeny tiny ledge, and they just hang out there.
Yes. So no
So
birds.
that no nest or anything. They just
The
hang
only
out there.
birds that we house at the Blue Domain are
Lovebirds.
our lovebirds that we get from
No, those are comfort birds.
our comfort birds that we get
Comfort
from the
birds. I
Penmans.
thought you were talking about us.
Yeah, and that too.
So, oh, this is Sheila Johnson. Here's
Yeah,
another patron.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Sheila.
And Ram.
Yes.
Yeah, and Ram.
Yes.
Sheila says, I'm grateful to spend time in the office today and lunch with a coworker friend. Outstanding. Boy, I appreciate wonderful friendships. So I'm there with you, Sheila. Brenda says, indeed, I'm enjoying our single Tweety Birds early in the our singing. Oh,
Tweety
okay,
Birds.
let me clean these up. That was what I was reaching for.
Tweety birds.
Yes,
All right.
some Tweety Birds. All right, early in the AM. Yes, they're doing lots and lots of singing around here too. They're all around us, which is neat. And I'm all excited for them to be in the trees and bushes, just not on my porch.
Yes. Yes.
Well, they could be on the porch if they weren't going to be dive bombing. So, all right, there we go.
Yes. So you'll learn.
Hello,
You'll
hello,
learn as you
Sheila.
get to know Yolanda and I that she loves for the habitats to stay in their natural. I mean, she loved the animals to stay in their natural habitats.
I love to see them in their natural habitat. Fascinated with them. I just don't want them in my house. Okay, leave it there.
Absolutely.
Leave it there.
All right. So we're going to move on and okay, we're back. We're going to move on
See,
and
that's you driving.
yeah. And each week, each show, we like to use a lead in for our life lesson. We like to lead in with what we call our segment where we share a quote from any resource, the merits of resources that are out there to help kind of kickstart our teaching for tonight. And since we are still on the same subject, I thought that the quote last week was really, I've been thinking about this quote. And how many of y'all, I mean, let me see here. I can add that to the screen too. Want me to do that?
Yes, you can.
Let me see if I can't
That's what
add
you
that
did
to the
last
screen.
week.
Yes.
Oh, and if you're not ready, maybe you should not have. Oh my goodness.
There it is right there.
I noticed how you just had to get that basketball picture up there again.
I meant to delete that.
You're right.
But this quote has stayed with me all week. It is really says a lot to me, and I know it said a lot to our audience last week. Would you like to read the quote?
To grow yourself, you must know yourself. That's a John Maxwell quote.
That's a John Maxwell quote. To grow yourself, you must know yourself. So that means that the knowing of the self is first thing. It has to be first things first. And we're going to get into a little the conversation around the importance of the knowing of the self as we move into tonight's lesson. So to grow yourself, you must know yourself. And here at Truly Live, we are all about growth.
Yes.
We're all about um, staying on our growing edge. We're all about expanding our awareness, expanding our consciousness, because that's a part of our nature.
Mhm.
And you want to remove that?
Yeah.
All right. See if I can't remove that. There you go. All right. We're back, everybody. We're back. So with that said, we're gonna move on. You ready to move on into the lesson, or
Yes.
would you like to
Yes.
conversate about something
No,
else?
we're going to go back into last week's session because there was a question that you were going to address.
There was a question I was going to address
That
from
you-
last week's
Mhm.
session, and did you
And that
write
question
down?
was
Did you write the question? Did you
it was
record the question?
it was the question
Do y'all remember the question?
it was the question about how our paradigms that we have been taught when we were young, what we can do about helping us not to stay in the traps and having to feel the pain and suffering from those paradigms.
Right. And before we get there, let's kind of recap what we did last week.
Okay.
And we'll go back to our slide here. And if you remember, we took the subject from a post that I had made earlier in the week. And so this was a quote that I had posted out in the social media platforms. And it read, "In life, there are certain things we surely must learn. We don't get to choose the lessons nor the curriculum. We only get to choose when we decide to learn them." And then for a little side note, we said, we do choose our classrooms, and some of our classrooms choose us. And then we talked about what classrooms are.
And as a recap, classrooms are
Classrooms classrooms could include
our family,
our families, our
the
friends.
families that we're born into,
Yes.
the friends that we choose to make.
Yes.
Our work
Our workspace,
space is a classroom.
our
faith community,
the school
Schools.
environments that we find ourselves in. Some of them choose us, and some of them we get to choose.
our neighborhoods,
Our neighborhoods, our communities, even the state that we live in. That is a classroom.
that we
If
yeah.
whatever state you reside in, that state has a certain vibration.
Yes.
That state
There's
has
an energy.
There's an energy in every
Yeah.
state that is somewhat different, or a vibe. Even our nation, whatever nation you might live in, there's a national vibe for that nation, as well as countries, as well as whatever another classroom would be, your political persuasion, or that which you considered a hobby, the thing that you love to do, whatever your pastime might be, and such as the like. So classrooms are basically where we choose to share our life. And within that classroom, there are certain lessons that we will learn within that environment.
Yes. So our classrooms are our classrooms are the opportunities for us to express the best versions of ourselves.
Yes.
Okay. So, and then what we talked about last week was how there is a time when we are to learn certain lessons.
Yes.
And these are lessons that we all must learn.
Yes.
And we talked about, as an example, I gave the example of, if I am having a test, let's say I'm having a science test, and I have done the required work. If I have studied the material, first of all, if I've read the material that the teacher assigned for me to, and then if I did the practice, which was to make certain that I had done the homework, that's the practice. And then the teacher, if it's a good teacher, the teacher gives you a study guide, and the teacher says, study these things for the test. And if I've done that, then I can go into the test without having stress or anxiety because I'm prepared.
Yes.
Now, if I have not prepared for that test, then I may go into the test with a lot more stress, with stress and anxiety because I'm not prepared.
You're not prepared,
And so
and,
we
and there's
talked-
uncertainty.
There's uncertainty. So we talked about how some of the pain and suffering is what we're doing to a vast majority of the pain and suffering is what we're doing to ourselves.
Absolutely.
And so then we talked about, so then this is where the question came about as to these paradigms and the things that we've been taught, that we learned,
The conditionings.
that we learned as children, and we accepted it for ourselves, and then how that is still impacting us and causing us to still experience pain and suffering now.
Right. They become blocks
They become blocks
to our best self, or the
Yes.
awareness of our best self,
Mhm.
and
The expression of our best
and the
self.
expression of our best
Mhm.
self. And so, the classrooms that we find ourselves in, that makes demands on us in terms of, you would expect that at a certain age in the development of a person, that they would have learned that in certain environments require a certain protocol or certain behavior that is acceptable, and things that are not acceptable. But sometimes that's just an example where we don't learn those lessons, at the time that we're supposed to, and then therefore
it makes it harder
and
for us.
it makes it harder for not only the person but for everyone else.
Think about if you had not learned to tie your shoes when you were young. Let's say you had a parent that tied your shoes for you all the time, and then as you got older, maybe you had a sibling that tied your shoes for you.
And
all
then
the
when you
time.
got on your own, you just you didn't know how to tie them.
Well, you wore Velcro.
You either wear Velcro or
you
you
Velcro,
or you just let
did
the
it.
strings hang out.
But then let's say that you're on a sports team, and the shoes that you're wearing that's required uniform has strings. What are you going to do now? So that is a very simplistic example of when we don't learn what we're supposed to learn
At the time.
at the time that we're supposed to learn
it.
it, then we can end up having residual consequences.
Yes, it creates anxiety because we have to now cope with not knowing.
Yes.
We have to cope with the demands that are made upon us. And so we develop coping skills, and those coping skills generally come in the form of what we call anxiety.
Yeah, that's true.
And go ahead.
Bob and Carol says that any place you are is a classroom. That's exactly right.
Oh, absolutely.
Every place that we are
Absolutely.
is a classroom, which gives us the opportunity to learn.
Yes, absolutely. And so this learning, I call this learning inner work of the heart, and that we all have to face that at some point in time. We can ignore it, we can resist it, but at some point in our life makes demand upon us, and we have to make a choice on like it said in the quote. It said that we only get to choose when we decide to learn it. And so the lessons will continue to come around over and over and over again, maybe with different people in different classrooms in different forms, but those lessons are going to continue to come because life in and of itself doesn't wait for us.
Yes.
Life doesn't wait.
And generally, when we're refusing to learn lessons, they generally come back with more drama and more trauma
And more pain.
and more pain.
And so,
Oh, look at here.
oh my God. All right.
Hello,
Hello,
Eldred.
Eldred.
She
Hey,
said, "What
Big
up,
E.
Spooz? What
Thank
up,
you for
Spooz?
coming into this space tonight with us.
Good to see you.
Good to hear from you, my
Yes, yes,
friend.
yes, yes.
We actually text a couple times today.
Oh, good.
And so the question the question becomes, how long will we postpone the inevitable? How long will we postpone the inevitable? What is the inevitable here? What we're talking about?
Eldred said, "Good stuff, insightful and practical." That's
Thank
what,
you, my friend.
That's
Yes,
what we want to do.
that's-
We want to be helpful.
Right. We only want to be helpful.
That's right.
And so I made a statement also in my post that in the final analysis of this is that the real you awaits your attention. Because what we really postpone in many cases is the knowing of ourselves.
Mhm.
We live in a world that offers us multiple paths, many ways, many ideas that in a lot of cases it leads us away from looking within. The world entices us to look without, as though there's something out there or in that space that can help, that actually is a space that identifies us. But but we know from reality that that is not true. Many of us have gone through so many exercises in this hope or desire to find some peace, some joy, some happiness in our life, and it was almost like it was running from us. We was chasing after something that would not stand still long enough for us to catch it and to have it. And so over a period of time, as we grow and mature, we come to understand, or we come to realize that what we have been looking for was there all the time, always present. And it was the knowing of ourself. Remember the quote from John Maxwell: to grow yourself, you must what? First know yourself. And to know, so to me, the knowing of the self, it is the knowing of our true nature, our true self, is what we are actually searching and seeking for.
Yes.
But we're seeking for it in many cases outside of ourselves, in relationships and events and activities. We're searching outside of ourselves for validation. We're searching outside of ourselves for significance, for purpose. Searching outside of ourselves just for a little bit of peace, I guess you hear people say. And but as we are learning here in this life lesson, the thing that we really are looking for is already present.
Yes.
It has just been covered up and masked with our paradigms, which you spoke about, our conditionings. It's been masked with all of the trinkets and all of the pleasures of this world that say, if you had this, or if you went there, or if you
did
did this, then you would be happy.
Or if you were with
or you were with this, or if you had this relationship, you would be fulfilled. Only for us to all go after the dangling carrot, the dangling apple, only to have the experience, and then we say, what's next? Because that didn't fulfill us. That didn't make us content. Because we're finding out that our contentment is only in one place, and that's the place that our Creator placed it, and that is within our own self,
within ourselves.
The real you.
So we talk about the seed here a lot. It's a good metaphor, and it's a really good example and a good illustration of how everything that the seed is already inside that seed.
It's already in the seed.
So when the seed is planted, you don't get an apple tree. You don't even get an apple. It's an apple seed. But in that little seed is the capacity for a tree that will produce countless numbers of apples. And you know what? The apple seed is never saying, I think I want to be blonde, or I want to be skinny, or I want to be curvy, or I want to be. No, the apple seed knows that it's an apple seed and it's content being an apple seed.
Yes, good example. So what I did
So inside of us
Inside
is
of-
everything
inside of us,
that we are. And what we are is more than enough.
more than enough. In fact, within ourselves, we have access to all the intelligence that exists.
With exactly.
All the intelligence, all the infinite intelligence that exists is already within our nature.
And because we're one with source, we have the possibility of accessing all of that
Of accessing all of it when we need it,
when we need it. When we want it.
accessing it when we want it.
When we
That's
want
what
it.
we're talking about.
That's
When
why.
we-
That's why we talk about how you all are a powerful people. You're very powerful because you're incredibly creative.
You're very powerful because you're very creative. You're very creative because you have access and you're sourced by all creation.
Yes.
It's
By
all
the
there.
Creator of all.
It's a matter of what you desire. It's a matter of your desire. It's a matter of what makes you come alive. It's a matter of what do you love? Because again, it is in your desires that your creator placed within yourself. And not only put them there, but put them there to be fulfilled. Put them there to be experienced and expressed in such a unique way that only you, I was getting ready to say, can prevent forest fires. That's not what I was going to say. That's not, that came up in my mind. How many of y'all remember that commercial? Only, it was Smokey the Bear.
Smokey.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Only you.
And that's true. Because the
Wow.
forest fire happens when we don't express our true self. It creates a life of fire, a life of burning, a life of suffering, a life of discontent. And so it is in the number one, the knowing of ourselves. Well, let me back up, because today I sit down and I really thought about this. And based on all of the learning that we've had through transformation, all of the learnings that we've had through spirituality, all of the learning that we've acquired through our experience. And I made my top 5 lessons, life lessons. What are the top 5 life lessons? What are those lessons that we all must learn? Remember, we said in life, there are certain things we surely must learn. Well, what are they? We don't get to choose them, nor do we get to choose the lessons, nor the curriculum. And the curriculum comprises of what? The events of our life. Your life, for example, if your classroom is your family, or if your classroom is your relationship, or is your classroom your children, or if your classroom is your job, and say within that job there are other people, and within that environment there are functions and there are events and activities that goal is what to achieve all of that in a harmonious way, right?
Okay.
And that just doesn't happen. Harmony just does not happen. Harmony is the effect of us knowing ourselves.
Okay.
And so it is within those classrooms that we learn these, what we call lessons that we surely must learn, and they're universal lessons. And so I made what I call my top 5. And so as I talk about my top 5, I want you to think about the 5 lessons, or the 1 or 2 or 3 lessons that you would consider your top lessons that life has continued to bring them to your awareness, to your memory, and has created circumstances by which you've had to learn them. So my top 5 lessons are: number 1, my number 1 life lesson life has taught me is that I must discover and accept my true identity. We call what? The real you. It is in the knowing of my true self. That is number one purpose for being here. Because it apparently at some point in our timeless and formless self, which we are, we have forgotten who we are. Because just think, once you came here and you were born into this space, and then you were conditioned by your environment, which is generally your immediate family, we become so conditioned to what we were taught that it's almost like we lose our touch with our reality. We lose touch with our true self. And then like the rest of our life, we're going on this journey to try to find ourselves. So what I have learned in these 63 years, and I'm still learning, is that the number one lesson in my life was the discovery, and not just the discovery of it, but the acceptance of myself, of my real self, my divine self. That self that God created, not the self that I made, but the self that God created. That what is changeless, it's unaltered, it's eternal. Seed, like Yolanda said, the Creator placed within every seed all that it is. And so I went on this discovery of myself, and it happened early for me. It happened early in my life, in my early 20s. I turned within and began to do that inner work. So that's my number one. My number two life lesson is learning that we have a shared relationship, that I have a shared relationship with everyone. That I'm a part of the human community, the human family, the human species. Not as a separate part, but we all share the same.
You don't flip those?
Yeah, that we all share the same life, that we're all connected. We share the same mind. We have access to the same life that our Creator has given us. And that we are beyond brothers and sisters. We're beyond that. We transcend brotherhood and sisterhood and our ultimate reality. And when I understood that, I understand that I have a shared interest with all humanity, and that I share that same interest with all humanity. You ever notice, no matter where you go around the world, humans desire the same thing. Human beings desire the same thing, regardless of the culture, regardless of the country, regardless of the environment. At its core, we all desire the same thing: to know ourselves, to be at peace, to have our basic needs met, right? Our desire for friendship, relationships, and our desire to express ourselves. So that's my number two life lesson.
All right.
Number three is the big F word, and we've talked about it here on the show, and that has to do with forgiveness. This was a huge lesson in my life, early in my life, where I had to come to an understanding of forgiveness in a way that I have never understood forgiveness before. And even that continued to expand as we continue to learn and grow, that now we understand that forgiveness is far beyond forgiving an act or an event that may have happened, forgiving a sense of being unfairly treated, but it goes far beyond that. Jesus's brand of forgiveness, God's brand of forgiveness, has to do with the fact that we look past, we're able to look, true forgiveness, we're able to look past what has happened in time and space, what has happened in form. And as the Course in Miracles says, that true forgiveness, we forgive our brother for what they did not do. And so that is a higher awareness, a higher consciousness of what true forgiveness is. And it says that basically what we're doing is we exchange true forgiveness is what for giving one perception for another.
Exchanging one perception for
So
another.
we give up the perception that we were taught in this perceptual world. And we give that up for a higher perception
Mhm.
based on our true self, our true reality. And that level of forgiveness will come to us in many different ways. And it is in our evolution of embracing the reality of what true forgiveness is that we're able to let it all go.
Mhm.
To let it all go. Why? The world is, in many cases, in suffering and pain because it's hanging on. It's holding on to what? Resentments. It's holding on to grievances. And we've learned through our spiritual growth that grievances and resentment is what covers the light that is in us. It covers the truth that is in us. It covers our reality.
And it stifles the love.
And
it blocks
the awareness
the awareness
that
of
love is always what?
Yes. Present.
Is always present.
Yes.
So there has to be, in order for us to transcend this world of perception, we have to transcend the thinking of this world. And so it is through forgiveness, the practice of it, that allows us that growth and that maturity. And then my fourth lesson that I think is a universal lesson for all of us is love. And like Yolanda has put up on the screen there, love is what? Love is everything. I mean, love is so all encompassing and all inclusive that most of your major religions of the world makes the statement that love is so grand that they say that God is what? God is love. Or love is God. In other words, love is synonymous to the supreme creator. And there are so many lessons, so many ways that life teaches us about what true love is. And it's evolving learning.
Mhm.
I mean, because love is endless. So we never arrive.
No.
We continue to expand, we continue to grow in our consciousness and in our awareness. Not only that God is love, but we are love.
We are love.
That is who we are. That is our nature. And we're learning also that the experience of love,
Mhm.
it's the experience of God or the experience of our true nature, the experience of our oneness. That's what love is.
Yes.
When we experience it among one another. And we don't have to go far to have the opportunity to do that. In fact, just look to your left, look to your right. There's an opportunity. And so we teach here at Truly Live, we teach only love because love is all there is.
Yes.
And then finally, my fifth life lesson that I think is universal is the fact that our unique expression as the light of the world is how we actually come to experience the knowing of ourselves. We have to allow ourselves to be free enough to express this unique expression that we are. Because it's in our expression. It's like Yolanda and I being here, expressing ourselves as coaches, expressing ourselves as teachers. This is a part of a unique expression that can never be duplicated outside of the two of us getting together to do it. I mean, it's not the only expression, but it's our expression. It's our life. And so your life has a purpose. It has a unique expression. And as you embrace and discover and accept the real you, as you understand that you share this life with all humanity, as you come to grips with the reality that all is forgiven, that we don't have to hang on to anything that no longer serves us. As we come to grip with the fact that God is not only love, but we are love also, and we're here to share the love, to express the love, then we come to a place of freedom to where we can express our unique expression. And those are my top 5 lessons that I think that are universal to all humanity. And you may have some different lessons, but those are mine. Think about yours. Uh,
So the question that was asked last week was
Yes.
about the pain and suffering that we still experience as a result of the paradigms and conditionings, the conditionings that we had as children that that has caused us to develop paradigms that keep us in the place where we're still suffering and we are experiencing pain. Um, and so Oliver's list actually shows us how we can move away from that pain and suffering.
how we can
because
transcend it.
how we transcend
Right.
it, and that is really by not just discovering, but
But accepting our reality.
who we really are.
Yes.
And when we accept that, then we know that those things that we have heard or have been has been spoken over us when we were young, we know we can know that that's not who we really are.
That's
And so
not who we
since
are.
that's not who we really are, we can lay that down.
Right. And in many cases, that's what has been layered over our true self. But as we go through life and as we grow and mature, and being in a space like this, where we all bring our life to a space that can shine light upon us so that we can grow and gain more understanding. It is in the gaining of that understanding that helps us to undo what has been done to us.
Yes.
The layers and the layers of false information, misinformation,
Disinformation.
and as that has layered us, what still remain at our core is our true self, our true
Yes.
nature, which again we call it the real you or
The real
love's
you.
presence.
Yes.
So as we undo that which has been done, what will be revealed at the core of us is our reality. And our reality never changes. We remain as we were created. The pain and suffering come from what we made of ourselves,
Yes.
not based on accurate knowledge. But when we embrace that which is already a complete and a finished work, which we all are, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. What God creates is perfect, whole and complete. And the pain comes from not seeing ourselves perfect, whole, and complete. Not,
And for those of you who say, well, I don't believe in God, I just ask you to consider, who is it that breathes you? Because we
Yes.
don't breathe ourselves.
Yes,
We don't do this ourselves.
yes.
So,
And we definitely not able to sustain ourselves.
no.
Or the universe. You look out, you go out the door and look up in the sky and you say, oh, something is sustaining this. And it's not our own wisdom.
Yeah, there is a reason that we don't all just fly
where
off of
where
the
it
planet.
just don't all just collapse.
And it doesn't all just.
There's something keeping everything from just completely falling apart, even though it looks like it's going to fall apart. You ever notice, even in our own lives, we've gone through stages and phases in our life where it just seemed like nothing was going to work. It wasn't going to work out. But it's always all things have always worked together
Yes,
for our good. And so with that,
and that's why I look for the blessing in everything.
there is a blessing in
There's good in everything.
Yes, like Carol said, there's a classroom in everything.
That's right.
There's a classroom
Wherever we are,
on every
everywhere
corner.
we are is
Absolutely.
a classroom.
Your life is a classroom. Your life is an expression of was given to you to be an expression of your true nature, which is love. And with that,
I see that we were not just on YouTube tonight, but that we're on Facebook
We're actually there because
as
we're
well.
we're
I just noticed that.
yes, yes.
Wow.
We're just getting exposure to this new Thursday night platform, but eventually that's gonna be cut back off. But anyway, thank
Now-
you so much for being here.
And Eldridge had made a comment. He said, we are doing a great service. He's been blessed by it and love. He says, love you both. We love you dearly.
We love
too,
you dearly,
Eldridge.
Eldred. Thank you so
Always.
much for that.
Yes.
And our time is up.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
Another
we're so appreciative of you guys being here with us as we all stay on our growing edge, and we are expanding and accepting expanding our awareness and accepting who we truly are.
yes.
So we thank you for being here, and we want to bless all of you who have joined with us and those that you hold near and dear to your heart. We do this by doing the Dalai Lama's kindness meditation as a blessing.
Yes. And so we bless all who join with us and those who you hold dear in your heart
Which I just did.
by saying, may you be truly happy.
May you live in peace.
May you live in love.
May you know the power of forgiveness.
May you live in the recognition that your life has deep meaning and good purpose.
That's the Dalai Lama. And Oliver and I add, may you live in the awareness of who you truly are. We extend this blessing to every being on the planet, and so it is.
And so it is. And that's a wrap.
Yeah. Carol says, wishing everyone a wonderful, inspiring, uplifting. I'm going to put this up here because it's really
Yes.
good. Uplifting week. Thank you, Bob and Carol. We appreciate that. We wish that for you. We hold that space for you guys to have that as well. Wonderful, inspiring. Oh, wow. What happened there? Oh, boy.
Well, let's see if we can't fix it.
Whoa. Whoa, I see it in the back. Whoa.
There we go.
What in the world?
That happened before. Just a little technical,
Woo-hoo-hoo.
just a little technicality
live,
on our
y'all.
side.
We're
Yes.
live, y'all.
Yes, we are live. And with that said, I can't even find that piece, but we'll just leave it like that.
Okay.
But anyway, with that said, we're going to end the program for today.
Yes.
And thank you so much for being here again. My name is Oliver,
I'm Yolanda.
and we are the OK Blues.
I know I have not always been what you want me to be. Even at times I pushed your sweet love away, but you stay right here beside me, never letting me go. Now I know the love I needed was right here all along. I know that love to forgive all the hurt and pain. Love is enough to remove all you can change. Love is enough to make up for what you made. I know that love is enough. God's love is enough. God's love is enough.